welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another mansion build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this Modern Hills mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and like normal there will be a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So this build is kind of slightly smaller. It is on a 50 by 40 lot in Del Sol Valley, but the house itself is kind of small. Now it does actually have 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, but when you look at it, it does actually look like a smaller house than usual. But you know, considering it does still have a good amount of bedrooms and bathrooms, and it is still on a fairly big lot, I am going to still class this as a mansion. But you know, depending on how you look at it, it is kind of like a smaller home than usual. But anyway, so the packs I used today. For the expansions, I use Iron Living, Get Famous, Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living and Get Together. And for the game packs, I use Parenthood, Dine and Spa Day. And for the stuff packs, I use Moschino Stuff and Perfect Patio. So that is quite a few more packs than usual. I am quite good these days of restricting the packs that I use and kind of taking out unnecessary packs where I can. But today, you know, since I have been using a lot less packs than normal, sometimes, you know, I think it's okay to maybe use a few more where I want to. So for example, the Moschino Stuff pack, try not to use that where I can, because I don't know if it is in a popular pack. I don't know if it is or not. Let me know if you have it or not, because I just feel like it's not. I haven't really seen, you know, that many people really talk about it these days after it's released now. So if you do have it, then let me know, because I feel like it's one of those packs that I don't think many people would have. So similar to like My First Pet Stuff, I try to avoid it from my builds just because I think not many people have it. So if it's going to be like 1 or 2 items from that one of those packs that I'll use. So for example, for My First Pet Stuff, the blinds from that pack I really love, but that's really the only item that I would use from that pack, to be honest. So for the sake of that one item, it's going to kind of put another pack into that build, so I just decided to use another item from another pack or from base game to avoid having to put another pack into the build, if that makes sense, and putting in, you know, expanding the pack list even more. So that's why I kind of think like that, just to kind of make it a little bit easier, because I know it can be helpful for some people to restrict packs like that. And yeah, so I'm actually really happy how this build turned out. It didn't take me too long. As I mentioned a few times in the last couple of builds, I have been quite pushed for time this week, so I hadn't had too much time to work on this. That's why I did make it kind of a slightly smaller build. It does actually have a basement as well, and there is 2 additional bedrooms and another bathroom, and also like another living room or like a small cinema room down there as well, just as like another little thing to make it a little more special, since it isn't the most extravagant mansion today. And also in terms of the price, I didn't mention that, but this build came in at 356,803 simoleons, so I know it is kind of, you know, a little bit pricey for the size of this build, because it isn't the biggest one, but you know, it is in Del Sol Valley anyway, so if your Sims are going to live in the pinnacles, then they're going to have a lot of money. So I think, you know, for the price of this build and where it is, I think it kind of works out well. So, you know, when you kind of keep that in mind, I think it's okay. And as you can see, there is a garage there, and like normal, I did go ahead and change that into a gym. And then also in terms of other things that's going on, like other rooms and things, it's a study room like normal, and there's also a little kind of gardening area in the backyard area. I've got a hot tub area on one of the balconies at the back, and I also got like a barbecue area as well. So there's a few things going on. So in the last video, I don't know if you saw that, but I think it was the farmhouse bungalow, was it? I can't remember. I've been kind of a little bit ahead of videos this week and kind of behind on some, so no, it was the mini jungle villa. So in that video, since I have been redecorating my room this week, I didn't have any furniture in my room while I was doing that voiceover, so it was very echoey while I was doing it. Now I thought when I was doing it, and I kind of listened to bits of the voiceover, like as I was kind of, you know, I went back and forward, and it did sound a little bit more echoey than usual, and I was really worried that the video wasn't going to be that good. But once I listened to it back, like once it was rendered and everything, it actually didn't sound as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'm hoping that video didn't turn out too bad, so I'm sorry if you did notice a little bit more echo than usual, but I didn't actually think it was too bad, so I was worrying for nothing actually. But in today's build, I've actually got a lot more of my furniture back in my room. Again, in that video I was saying that I was waiting to put the furniture back in my room because I was waiting for my carpet to be fitted, but actually there's been a bit of a delay with that because there's lots of people waiting to get carpet fitted as well, so I'm just kind of on a wait list for that really. So I just thought, you know, I'm going to be waiting for weeks for my carpet, so I don't really want to have my room empty for weeks, so I just put some of my furniture back in so it's not completely empty. So you know, I hope that helps with the echo a little bit. And yeah, also as well, it's funny because in that mini jungle villa build I did, the voiceover voiceover for that. As I was saying, I didn't have anything in my room when I did that voiceover, and it was actually 10 minutes after I did that voiceover I got the phone call to find out that the carpet fitting date was going to be delayed a bit. So if I'd waited 10 minutes, because then after that I put some furniture back in my room since I was going to be having to wait a while before I was going to get my carpet fitted. So if I just waited a while before I did that voiceover, it would have been a bit better. So at least things are a little bit better for today's video. And yes, so now we're just working on the interior, and as I was saying before, this is a modern build. Now it isn't completely like ultra modern, so you will see aspects here and there which are a little bit more on the traditional side, but I would say that there isn't too many traditional aspects, maybe just like one or two hints here and there, but you would see modern pretty much throughout for the most part. And since this is a modern build, I didn't actually do any kids rooms today. Now I don't do kids rooms a lot to begin with, I do a lot of neutral rooms, but especially when it comes to modern builds I don't do them that often either, because when it's very kind of simple, I think that's kind of a common thing you associate with modern builds, kind of simple and clean. When it comes to putting kids rooms in those type of builds, sometimes I think it takes away from that a little bit. So, and sometimes I also find it hard to make it like a modern kids rooms as well. So I just decided to keep all the rooms neutral today, but I did make a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 single bedrooms, so you could turn those into kids rooms if you wanted to, or just use those as the kids rooms without putting any kids toys in it. Maybe a little bit boring, but you know, you could do that if you want to. So just to kind of go with a modern theme that I had in mind, to keep it really simple and clean and everything, I didn't really want to put kids rooms in for that reason. So, you know, if you want to put some toys in and stuff for children, if you have that type of family living in this home, once you download the home off the gallery, then feel free to do that. So now we're just working on the study. You know, it isn't anything too spectacular there, just a little room for your sons to use. And this is the kitchen here. Now the kitchen's kind of split off into this room here, and then there's also a formal dining room through that archway there, as you can see. And it just actually have a little kind of glass roof extension area on it as well, which I thought was a nice touch. So this kitchen here just have a smaller dining table, and then like I said, it is the formal area through it as well. And there's also a grand piano in there, which is an example of one of the kind of more traditional aspects of the home. But I think it's a nice thing to have anyway, so I went ahead and put one of those in. So anyway, as you know, university is coming up pretty soon. I think it was the 15th, isn't it, that it's coming out? So that's not too long away. It's like not next week, but the week after, so that's really close actually. And it's kind of funny because we've really heard not much information from the Sims team about this, so I'm not really too sure why. But I presume that maybe this week coming up, like from tomorrow, hopefully we'll hear some more stuff. I don't know that, but hopefully, I would imagine it will be, since it's coming up so close in terms of timing, so hopefully that'll be the case, because it's been really quiet in terms of news. And you know, we'll be getting I think it's the 8th of November, isn't it? I think it might be, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the 8th, we'll be getting a Guru live stream about the pack, where we can find out some more information about it. And then I do get early access, as I've mentioned before, with the pack. I don't think I can say the date I can start sharing my videos, but that'll be coming up as well. So if you do have any ideas for any builds or anything that you want to see with that pack, and let me know. So since this build today does have a basement in it, I was saying before about it being kind of slightly smaller. Now I know it does have 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, and it is on a fairly big lot, but you know, the house itself does kind of look a little bit smaller than usual for a mansion. So if you did want to expand on it, because there's already a basement there, it would be really easy to do that. I do say a lot that if you want to expand on houses, I always find basements are really easy to do that, because it doesn't really matter about the floor plan, because you know, you don't have windows to think about, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like from the exterior, because that doesn't matter at all. So if you want to expand on it, add a few more rooms in and stuff, then that would be a really great way to do that. And actually, to be honest, since this roof, like of this house, is just half walls, you could also add a 3rd floor in if you want to as well, because it kind of makes it easy since it isn't actually proper roofing today. So that's another option as well. So it's actually really easy to expand on this house if you want to today. So this is one of the single bedrooms, as I was mentioning before. So as you can see, a little bit of personality to it, but again, could be a kids room if you want. It's more of like a guest room, I would say. So again, it's up to you. I just prefer doing neutral rooms. I think it's just easier for you to then kind of do what you want with it. But I'll maybe say this one right here, this room that we're working on now, is probably the most personalised ones you're going to see today. You know, sometimes I do think it's nice to include a little bit of colour here and there when I am doing so many neutral rooms within a build. So you will see ones like this here and there. And again, sometimes I do like to mix modern with traditional. I do think that's kind of a nice kind of combination as well. So like I've seen before, you will see that here and there throughout this build, but not too much than usual. I do a lot of that, you know, within modern builds, but today is not so much of that. You'll see just little bits, like I was saying. And yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here. I know I don't normally cut off the voiceover this soon in the video. I know some people don't do voiceovers at all. Personally, I love to do voiceovers. I think, well, for me personally, if I don't do voiceover in a video, it just doesn't feel complete. So I know I have done, you know, voiceover for some of the video, but today I'm just kind of a little bit pushed for time for a change. So today I am going to go ahead and cut the voiceover off a little bit sooner than usual. So I hope you don't mind about that. So I will just go ahead and put music on for the rest of the video, and then there will be the screenshots like normal at the end. So I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for anything else that you want to see on the channel next, or with Discover University coming up soon, any ideas for that, that'd be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, or like I said, there is a link in the description as well if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!